Yo, your boy's back with the darkest breakdown in hip-hop history, and today we diving into why Kendrick's Meet the Grams is the most psychologically disturbing diss track ever created. This ain't just about bars, this about crossing into territory that made even Kendrick fans uncomfortable.
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father.
Yes, over still. Yes, over
Let's go, man.
Dear Adonis,
No! That's diabolical.
I'm sorry that man is your father. Let me be honest.
Oh, this shit kind of eerie. I ain't gonna cap.
This beat sounds so dark, bro.
This beat is scaring the shit out of me.
I look at him and wish your grandpa would have wore a condom. I'm sorry that you gotta grow up and then stand behind.
Bro, he's talking to his son.
Fucked up thing to say to a
That's
child.
so fucked up.
He's only like 5 right now, bro. What?
We about to explore the darkness scale and figure out where this nightmare fits in hip-hop history. What I'm about to show y'all ain't just a regular diss track analysis. This is a psychological horror breakdown. Meet the Grams didn't just attack Drake, it attacked his soul, his family, his peace of mind. This track was so dark, it made people question if there should be limits in hip-hop warfare. By the time we done here, you gon' understand why this track sits in its own tier of darkness, why it made the culture uncomfortable, and why it changed the conversation about how far is too far in hip-hop beef. This is the song that made people say Kendrick might have went too deep. Let me start by setting up the darkness scale because not all diss tracks are created equal. There's a difference between being aggressive and being psychological. There's a difference between attacking somebody's rap skills and attacking their mental layout. Most diss tracks operate on the surface level. They talk about your music, your style, your public persona. But Meet the Grams went underground. It went into the basement of Drake's psyche and started rearranging the furniture. The darkness scale goes from regular competition to psychological warfare. Most tracks stay in the competition zone where it's about who's the better rapper, but some tracks cross into personal territory where it becomes about destroying the person, not just their career. Meet the Grams broke new ground because it didn't just cross the line, it erased the line. It created a whole new column of diss track that made people question if hip-hop was ready for this level of psychological combat. The tier system I'm using puts tracks in different categories based on their approach. You got your standard diss tracks.
It's monsters where I'm from, you stuck if you trying to go there. What's with the sneak diss and taking shots at us, then hide the Uzi. As I treat Mar like orders from Timu, he'll get boxed bad. Please don't get confused with shooting the movies, we're really shooting.
This hunger should've sat down, been humble, but now I got a son. Like, I don't just flow, I talk to your soul on the mic. You don't want smoke with me, please just give me a light. Want me to engage, so you mention my fiance. Clearly I ain't scared to get in the ring.
Your devastating tracks.
Easy money. Since you name drop my fiance, let them know who you chose as your Beyonce. Sophie knows better as your baby mother. Cleaned her up for IG, but the stench is on her. A baby's involved, it's deeper than rap. We talking character, let me keep with the facts. You are hiding a ooh. Adonis is your son, and he deserves more than an Adidas. That boy come home, deadbeat motherfucker playing border patrol. And an Adidas press run, that's real. Love that baby, respect that girl. Forget she's a porn star, let her be your world. Yeah.
That's all, man. You done? Alright. I'm doing this once.
Rihanna just hit me on a text. Last night I left hickeys on her neck. It's your moment, you just dissed me. I'm perplexed. Big as you're gonna get, so enjoy it. Had to give you a career to destroy it. Lethal injection, go to sleep 6 feet deep. I give you a beat for the effort, but
Your legendary tracks.
Death row, yo, and here comes my left blow. Cause I'm the E-A-Z-Y-E, and this is the season. The sniper, time to pay the piper. But tell me where the fuck you found the animal. Fuck, they gon' be the mob, but we always on our job. We millionaires. Killing ain't fair, but somebody got fuck your bitch in the clique you claim. Who's Lil Caesar? Go ask your homie how I live. I let them niggas know it's on for life. Don't let the West Side ride the night. Claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. What they think about? Glad y'all set it off. Used to be hard, now you just went soft. You was down with the AK. And now I see you on the hey yo, Drake, stick to producing, calling me on the clock. You been a dick. Easy saw your ass and went in it quick. You gun that flow, you done ran 100 miles, but the HMOP and your disgrace to CPT.
Around certified lover boy, certified pet bitch. Ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor.
And then you got the dark tier, tracks that made you feel like you needed therapy after listening. If you're ready for this disturbing journey through hip-hop's darkest moment, show your boy some love with a like. We're about to compare this to the classics and see how it stacks up. Let's look at the historical comparison because hip-hop has had some brutal diss tracks, but none quite like this. Ice Cube's No Vaseline was aggressive as hell, but it stayed focused on the group dynamics and business issues. It was angry, but not psychological. Tupac's Hit 'Em Up was violent and disrespectful, but it was straightforward aggression. Pac was mad and he let you know it. He talked about street stuff and kept it in the realm of hip-hop competition. It was brutal, but not invasive. Nas's Ether was devastating to Jay-Z's reputation, but it focused on rap skills and public persona. Nas attacked Jay's credibility as a rapper, his style, his business moves. It was surgical, but not personal in a family way. These classic tracks operated in the realm of hip-hop competition. They were about proving who was the better artist, who had more street cred, who deserved more respect in the culture. They stayed within the boundaries of what hip-hop beef was supposed to be. But Meet the Grams was different because it felt invasive. It felt like somebody breaking into your house and going through your personal belongings. It crossed from competition into something that felt more like stalking. The psychological element was what made it so disturbing. Instead of attacking Drake's rap skills, it attacked his mental state. Instead of questioning his authenticity, it questioned his fitness as a father. That's a whole different level of warfare. These historical tracks were about winning a rap battle. Meet the Grams felt like it was about destroying a human being. The intent felt different. The energy felt different. The impact felt different. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if you want more content that analyzes the psychology behind hip-hop's most controversial moments. We dive in deep into the darkness. Now let's break down the psychological horror.
Secret handshakes with your friend. It's compromised in personas. Can't channel your masculine even when standing next to a woman.
Oh my gosh, she's killing him right here.
Like you might be cooked, my boy.
You embarrassed of them. That's not right. That ain't how mama raised us.
I hear the voice change. He's getting evil, angry now.
Take that mask off. I want to see what's under them achievements.
Oh!
You lied about your surgery. Sin in your past tense, all is perjury. Jesus! You lied about your ghost riders. You lied about them other kids that's out there with the holy. There's more? Fuck a rap battle. This a long life battle with yourself.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Oh my fucking God!
Holy fuck. What
the fuck just happened?
What Kendrick just said is insane. Not only that, but wishing death on Drake, saying he has a hooker house.
Nigga, this is 1,000 times worse than Pusha T.
This is heavy, bro.
Kendrick won.
It ain't no coming back from this, bro.
Yeah, Drake, you ain't coming back from this one, dog.
Don't even say nothing else no more, bro.
Bro, I would never want to get on this man's bad side.
Where Meet the Grams became truly disturbing. The conversational tone made it feel like Kendrick was in the room with Drake's family. It wasn't just a song, it felt like an intervention. The personal family recontras crossed lines that hip-hop had never crossed before. Most diss tracks might mention your kids in passing, but this felt like Kendrick was having conversations with them. The intimacy was uncomfortable even for listeners. The approach felt invasive in a way that made people question their own comfort levels. Even people who wanted Drake to lose felt like this might be too much. It was like watching somebody get therapy they didn't ask for. What made it feel more like a threat than a song was the calm delivery. Kendrick wasn't yelling, he wasn't angry, he was methodical. That made it feel more dangerous than if he had been screaming. The psychological warfare aspect made it feel like Kendrick had been studying Drake's family dynamics, like he had access to private information that shouldn't be public. The level of detail was unsettling. The track created an atmosphere of dread that most diss tracks don't achieve. Usually diss tracks make you want to dance or get hyped. This one made you want to check your locks and call your therapist. The uncomfortable intimacy made listeners feel like they were eavesdropping on something they shouldn't be hearing. It was like being forced to listen to somebody's private therapy session. But the technical aspects made the darkness even more effective. The beat choice was eerie and created an atmosphere that felt like a horror movie. The production wasn't trying to make you dance, it was trying to make you feel uncomfortable. Kendrick's vocal delivery sounded genuinely menacing in a way that felt real. He wasn't performing anger, he was channeling something deeper and more disturbing. His voice had a calmness that was more scary than screaming. The pacing built psychological tension like a thriller movie. Each section felt like it was building to something even more disturbing. The structure made you feel like you were descending into madness. The production choices created an atmosphere that enhanced every word. The silence between bars felt heavy. The way the music breathed made it feel like the song was alive and watching you. If you feeling you're ready to be disturbed by this analysis of hip-hop's darkest moment, smash that like button. We about to explore how the culture reacted to this psychological warfare. The cultural impact was immediate and uncomfortable. The hip-hop community reacted with a mixture of awe and concern. People were impressed by Kendrick's skill but worried about the precedent he was setting. Even Kendrick fans felt uneasy about the approach. People who wanted Drake to lose were questioning if this was the right way to win. The track made people examine their own comfort levels with hip-hop warfare. The debate about whether it went too far dominated social media for weeks. People were arguing about the boundaries of hip-hop beef and whether family should be off limits. The conversation became bigger than just the beef. The line between competition and personal attack became blurred. Hip-hop had always had rules about what was acceptable in beef, but this track challenged those boundaries in ways that made people uncomfortable. The track hit different because it felt real in a way that most diss tracks don't. Usually beef feels like performance, but this felt like genuine psychological analysis. The authenticity made it more disturbing. The discomfort wasn't just about the content, it was about the implications. If this was acceptable, what would the next level look like? People worried about hip-hop becoming too personal and invasive. The cultural conversation shifted from who won the beef to should this type of content be allowed. The track forced the culture to examine its own values and boundaries. But when we look at the legacy and where this ranks among all-time diss tracks, it's complicated. The darkness doesn't necessarily equal effectiveness. Sometimes being too dark can work against you. In terms of pure impact, Meet the Grams was devastating. It achieved its goal of making Drake look vulnerable and exposed, but it also made some people sympathize with Drake, which might not have been the intention. The track sits in its own tier because it's hard to compare to traditional diss tracks. It's like comparing a boxing match to psychological torture. They're both forms of combat, but they operate in different realms. Where it ranks depends on what you value in a diss track. If you want pure aggression, other tracks might rank higher. If you want psychological impact, this might be the GOAT. If you want cultural acceptance, this might rank lower. The lasting impact on hip-hop beef culture is still being determined. Some artists might try to copy this approach, while others might reject it as going too far. The track created a new template that not everyone is comfortable using. Make sure you subscribe if you want more content that analyzes hip-hop's most controversial moments and their lasting impact on the culture. The track changed the conversation about diss track boundaries in ways that are still being debated. It forced the culture to ask hard questions about what's acceptable in artistic expression versus what's acceptable in human decency. Meet the Grams proved that darkness can be effective, but it also showed that effectiveness isn't the only consideration. Sometimes winning the battle can cost you the war if you lose the culture's respect in the process. The psychological warfare approach opened doors that some people wish had stayed closed. It showed that hip-hop could go to places that might be too dark for mainstream acceptance, but the artistry can't be denied. Regardless of how you feel about the content, the execution was masterful. Kendrick created an atmosphere and mood that was unlike anything in hip-hop history. The track will be studied for years as an example of how far artistic expression can be pushed. It's a case study in the difference between competition and destruction, between winning and going too far. So where does Meet the Grams rank in the all-time diss track hierarchy? It sits in the dark tier, a category all by itself. It's the most psychologically disturbing track ever created, but whether that makes it the best is up for debate. The track proved that Kendrick could go to places that other artists wouldn't dare. It showed his range as an artist and his willingness to push boundaries, but it also raised questions about responsibility and limits. If this breakdown of hip-hop's darkest moment opened your eyes to the psychology of diss tracks, drop a comment and let me know where you think this ranks. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that explores the boundaries of hip-hop culture. Your boy out. Keep supporting artistic expression while questioning where the lines should be drawn. Meet the Grams will forever be remembered as the track that made hip-hop uncomfortable with itself. Peace.